Hi everyone. Greetings from Department of Community Medicine, Dr. D.Y. Patil Medical College, Pune. I am Dr. Amitabh Banerjee, Professor and Head and Epidemiologist of Community Medicine Department. We have Today I would like to discuss about the stigma associated with the present pandemic. Stigma is due to fear and panic. And why I am talking to you is like, as an academician, I was very active in my classes, taking classes, interacting with young people, and I found them very happy and very spontaneous. I enjoyed the classes where they used to make a lot of noise and the lively young people. And for the past 3 months, I am coming daily to my department for other administrative work, but I am missing the classes. Therefore, I thought I will share some of the thoughts because the regular classes have been suspended. There are no regular classes. I am taking Zoom lectures, which I really do not enjoy. I miss the connectivity with my students. Even now I am talking to you, I would have preferred a face-to-face interaction. So just wanted to share some of my thoughts. As a epidemiologist, as a medical person, and how it has affected people, affected the psyche of people more than the body of people. I would start just before the pandemic started. It must be in the month of January or February, January end, when the first case, one odd case had come to India. We never took it very seriously, this COVID. We thought it is occurring in remote China. And that time we were having the college festival, college functions, annual function. And I was asked to take part in the debate. And the debate was whether we should have this mixing of cultures, whether the people from different cultures, different countries enriches us, or we should have a stricter control on movement of people. I mean, this was just before the pandemic was declared by the WHO. I mean, it was almost prophetic, I would say. And I started with some dialogue from the movie Dawn. You must be young people must have seen the Dawn of Shah Rukh Khan movie, Bollywood movie, and those who are older must have seen the Amitabh Bachchan Dawn also. The Shah Rukh Khan Dawn was a remake of the Amitabh Bachchan Dawn. I had seen both, and there is a famous dialogue in Dawn. The dialogue says that Dawn को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं है, नामुमकिन है. I mean, it's not only, it is impossible to catch Dawn. It's not only difficult but impossible. And this dialogue I quoted in the beginning of my debate when I said that there is a pandemic in the offing. I mean, in fact, it was a prophetic. Even WHO had not declared this as a pandemic. So I declared, I quoted from Dawn that there is a pandemic in the offing, that COVID को रोकना मुश्किल नहीं है, नामुमकिन है. And I just perhaps intuition, I said it will spread rapidly throughout the world. So therefore we should restrict movement of people. I mean, I was speaking against the motion, and this was in somewhere in February, and March end, subsequently the pandemic started from China, spread to Italy, first to Thailand, then to other countries, then Italy, then Europe and USA. And then of course it came to India, few cases. Then we had this lockdown, and it caused initial reactions. As long as it was in China, a lot of rumors came out from China, which is the genesis of the mass global panic and hysteria in the present times. The genesis, I can trace it to as long people were, I mean, China as a country was not very popular among many nations. Whatever reasons, we don't want to go into the politics of it, but we are just going into the science and the social aspects and some sort of victim blaming or so the first, I mean, the one of the reasons for this present panic and present panic leads to stigma. Ignorance leads to panic, and panic leads to stigma. Stigmatizing the others. It is a social phenomena. We and they. So stigmatizing the other people. We are pure. The others are contaminated. Others can bring us infection. So as long as the pandemic took its roots in China, lot of rumors and lot of fake messages started coming out of China. Not exactly out of China, out of other countries. That there are mass graves in China. People are dropping dead. The video came on WhatsApp. The people video showing people just dropping on the streets. So this went into the psyche of common people throughout the world that China is hiding something or the people are. So this was the genesis. In fact, I have a colleague, I have a friend who is working in China. He is a professor in a Chinese university, and he's a. When I read when I saw all this here, I just sent a mail to him. Are things so bad in China? I got immediate reply. No, I am in China. Only the Hubei district has been locked down, and there are cases in Hubei district. The things are not as bad, and China is a very large country, and there are bound to be cases there. It appears, but everything is okay and manageable. So it was a little reassuring, but all over the world, it was as if some. Then, of course, after China, the cases started occurring in Italy. There were mass casualties, and subsequently, we know that most of this actually hit the nursing homes, elderly people. They are very elderly, very old people in the European countries like Italy and all. And in the nursing homes, it ripped through the nursing homes. They are living together. That was another mistake most of the European countries did. And 50% of the deaths in Italy were people more than 80 years of age. And the case fatality was projected very high because this initial case fatality rate was calculated at a number of people in the hospital admitted, and numerator was number of people who died, and this percentage was almost 10% or 8% or even 3 came down to 3% later from other hospitals. So initial case fatality rate was projected to be 3 to 10%. Then subsequently, of course, it went to USA, and afterwards the evidence started accumulating, and with the evidence, it was gradually the virulence of the virus was redefined, and it was found that the virus is not as fatal as it appeared to be initially. And there were certain groups who were more vulnerable, particularly the elderly people with comorbidities, or even young people who have got some comorbidities. People with heart disease, diabetes, with obesity, they were more vulnerable. Younger children, hardly any casualty in children, hardly any casualty in people below 20 years. And subsequently, they did some serological studies. In some serological studies, they found that large number, for every one case, there may be 40 or 50 other people who are infected. They are the asymptomatic cases, which are very mild cases. They recover, most of the cases recovered on their own. And subsequently, serological studies from Germany, from USA, from parts of Europe, from the 3% to 10% case fatality rate, the case fatality rate got refined to 0.3%, because they found large number of people in, say, parts of USA, remote parts. They found 2 to 3% are subclinical of the population are already infected. So that increased the denominator enormously, and the case infection fatality rate came up to 0.3%. Indian studies, ICMR has also carried out some serological studies, and part of the results have been declared. Other results are under analysis. Even from the part of the results, the ICMR have given us press statement that the case fatality rate in India is 0.08%, because almost more than 1 crore people, Indians are already infected. As on today, we have got say 15,000 deaths. But if you see the population of people infected of 1 crore, the infection mortality rate comes down to less than 0.1%. So that means that those who get infected, 99.99% will recover. And the high risk group are the people with comorbidities, elderly people. And another advantage we have got is that we have got a very younger population compared to Europeans. So we will not have that amount of mortality as the European. Try how much, even we, whatever action we take, most of the Asian countries, most of the African countries will not have the mortality as compared to the European. There are two factors in this. I will just illustrate some data. There are two factors. One is that we have got a younger population, hardly 6% or of a population maybe above very old people, compared to 25% in the Western and European countries. One is the age, which is in our favor to protect us from COVID-19. And the other factor is the obesity. Obesity, I will again share the data with you. In the Western countries, the people above the BMI 25, that is overweight, the prevalence of overweight is more than 60%. Whereas in Asian countries, it is around 20%, 20 to 30%. So it is 2 to 3 times more obese people are in the, and obesity, there have been studies which shows that obesity is linked with high fatality from COVID-19 or any other respiratory viruses like influenza virus also. So we have got these two major factors which are protecting us. And of course, the third factor is also been postulated, that is we have got cross infection with other types of coronaviruses. Even common cold is caused by coronavirus, which are more benign than this COVID-19. So some say that because we live a very high dense population, we live in slums and other places, the infection with coronavirus, it is giving some immunity against this new coronavirus, which is maybe little more. So if you see that, with the mortality of 0.08% of infection, it is just like any other disease. And if you see the other diseases which are much more major problems. As on today, we are having about 400 deaths from COVID daily in India. If you see the road traffic accident statistics before the lockdown, 400 people were getting killed in the road traffic accidents every day. 400 killed and 10 times this number getting disabled for life. So if you see the road traffic, as on today, we are having COVID deaths on par with road traffic accidents. And road traffic accidents were killing younger people, those who are active. Whereas this COVID is killing very old people. Of course, death is a tragedy. But if you see the loss of young life was more in road traffic accident. Similarly, tuberculosis data, every day 1,400 Indians die from tuberculosis. And these people are from 15 to 30 years of age. Again, young people. In spite of having treatment, we are having 1,400 deaths from TB daily. So that means that every month we have got 40,000 deaths from TB itself in our country. So thirdly, if you see the child mortality, every day 2,000 under 5 child dies in India, 2,000. So you can imagine the burden. This COVID deaths pales into insignificance if we compare our other major mortality. We have never got into the panic or into stigma because of desensitized. Tuberculosis with us for so many years. Child deaths, we are having child deaths. And with this economic setback due to the, of course, drastic measures were taken when we were not really aware of the actual virulence. But the evidence as it is unfolding, we are finding the COVID is not as virulent as earlier it was thought to be. There is I would just quote from of course, people will say I am using a Chinese quote. I will quote from this Sun Tzu. He is a very ancient Chinese philosopher and a military general who has written The Art of War. he says in this Art of War, because they say we are fighting a war against COVID, so we should, of course, we can use the enemy's year also to know to beat the enemy. That is, Sun Tzu says that if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you did not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. That is, you know yourself, you are a human being, but you didn't know the virus. This stage was in the early part of the pandemic. We knew ourselves that we are human beings, but we didn't know how fatal is the virus. So if you know yourself, but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. And thirdly, if you know neither enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. So firstly, as on today, we know ourselves and we know the enemy also. What we know about ourselves, that as long as we are young, as we are healthy, we are not obese, we can withstand the virus without any mortality, almost 0% mortality, healthy people without comorbidity. Earlier, we were in the stage that we did not know the enemy, that we did not know the virus. So we were suffering defeats. First of the defeats were particularly in the countries which had very high elderly people. What they did, even Sweden did not have lockdown, and they admitted that what they missed was segregating the elderly, because most of the people in Sweden and in other European countries and USA, they're very old people, above 80 years, 70 years, they live in the nursing homes. So what the Sweden epidemiologists said that they had overlooked was they did not segregate this nursing homes, particularly the housekeeping staff and other people who were coming from outside. They could have been segregated so that the infection was introduced from outside into this nursing homes, and the pandemic ripped through this nursing home and causing a large number of casualties. So this was the mistake, because that time the enemy was not known exactly that it hits the elderly so bad. So now we know it. So now with this knowledge, if we are not elderly, or even if we are elderly, like I am an elderly for the past 3 months, even during lockdown, I have been coming to office daily. I have in front of you. So I don't have comorbidities. I take minimum precautions like hand washing, cough etiquette. So that's good enough. And but the other people, because of this drastic actions throughout the world, people will think something is very serious, really serious. Why the world is locking up? So this panic is understandable. Stigma, also panic. What are the causes of panic? That stigma and panic stigma causes ignorance of the enemy. So that, as Sun Tzu said, if you don't know the enemy, you will lose some battles. And now what is happening, we are knowing the enemy, we are knowing ourselves, but still we are not coming out of this fear and stigma. Why? Because of the perhaps distrust. Like the whole thing started with rumors and stigma, and some fantastic fake news started coming. The most fantastic, as I said, I heard, in fact, I saw the video on WhatsApp, the people on the street dropping in China, and it was attributed to COVID. Then they saw some year of mass graves, or bodies not collected, or the large queues in hospitals. From India also, certain fake videos started coming in Delhi hospital and all, and these were found to be fake. And if you see, Indian hospitals are always crowded, so it is not but if you put it out of context, then if you put it out of context of every day the news are giving only COVID deaths, naturally people will panic. 400 deaths, but they don't know that 1400 deaths are from tuberculosis. 400 deaths are from road traffic accidents. You don't stop automobiles. You see, if you see today also, when the lockdown has been lifted up, you see people wearing masks, but people not wearing helmets. So in fact, the helmet will prevent you from road fatality, which young people are also given in their birthday. They are given new cars and new scooters, and they are driving recklessly, and they are taking alcohol and driving. So and the police is also perhaps not paying so much attention to road traffic violations as they are putting to mask and all that. So this, I thought this type of young people, you can see the data, you can see the statistics, and I would just like to share some very fascinating statistics I collected. In fact, you can collect it yourself. I will just show one slide and some countries from different continents. So there are almost data, this similar data is available for almost 200 countries. So I am not showing 200 countries will clutter the PowerPoint presentation, but you can take it as a project, as an exercise, and I will show you how to collect and how to compare. So I will just share the slide with you, and I will just share. So this is the data. I am just giving this data is about 3-4 days old, but the pattern continues. So these is USA, Spain, and Sweden, 3 countries from the West, 4 countries from Asia, and 4 countries from Africa. If you see the deaths, just see the deaths per million. Don't see the cases. I am not tabulated the cases because cases are not very correct way of looking at things, because number of cases depends on the testing rates. So different countries have got different testing rates. So but the deaths are the absolute number. They are more accurate. You can't hide deaths. So per million population, USA death rate from COVID is 387 per million. Spain is 606 per million. And Sweden is 523 per million. All are about 300 to 500 or 600 range. If you see the Asian countries, it is in double digit. African countries again in double digit. And if you see the other things I tabulated, median age, this shows whether it gives an indication of the elderly population. Higher the median age, higher will be the elderly proportion. So most of the Western countries are having almost above 40 median age, whereas the Asian countries are having, except for Japan. Japan is a very interesting study actually. Japan, I will just comment on it a little more. Japan, it is the oldest in the world, oldest population. It is even 47 is the median age, even more than any Western country. But besides Japan, other Asian countries are median age is almost 2 decades lesser than the Western countries. Similarly, Africa again very young population. So as I said, the virus does not kill the young people. So we have got that advantage. Africa and Asian countries have got the advantage of. Then if you, another interesting aspect is the overweight. All these are available in the public domain. If you go to the Google, you can search the overweight obesity station is WHO site. You will find it gives the overweight prevalence percentage country-wise. So most of the Western countries are almost more than 60% people are overweight, whereas it is much lower in the Asian and African countries. Again, interestingly, Africa also there are 2 countries, Egypt and South Africa, which has got overweight prevalence similar to Western countries. And in Africa, these 2 countries are having the highest mortality in Africa. Of course, still less than the European countries. Because why? What is protecting them? This age is protecting them. They have a weight as much as the European countries, Western countries, but the age is much less. So basically, I think it may be the combination of age and obesity. And a very interesting aspect, as I had said earlier, was of Japan. Japan has got the highest age, but if you see compared to the Western, the obesity is very, very low. The overweight is just 27%, just like any Asian countries. So that means even if I am old, if I am not overweight, I protect myself. And the whole country protects itself. If you see Japan, the death per million is just 8. It's very low in spite of the age. So obesity is coming out. Earlier we used to teach, till 2 months back, I was also teaching my students the obesity is important for non-communicable disease, like diabetes, like hypertension. But from this, I find that even for communicable disease like COVID or influenza, the obesity predisposes to fatality. Another interesting thing about Japan is that Japan did not have lockdown like other countries. There were 2 countries like Sweden and in the Europe, and Japan in the Asia, we did not have lockdown. So Sweden is same as other European countries. So lockdown, the cost of lockdown must be much more than the benefit real. No, none of the countries did really well with lockdown or without lockdown. Japan did not do lockdown. So it is a thing, जैसे रोकना, हम सोचते हैं कि इससे हम रोक लेंगे लॉकडाउन से, तो ये डॉन जैसा है कि कोविड को रोकना मुश्किल ही नहीं है, नामुमकिन है, लॉकडाउन और नो लॉकडाउन. So Japan is, Asia is an example, Sweden and Asia is an example. And another thing is like, of course, this is the official, this is the, I mean, the data speaks for itself. I will not give whether who is right, who is wrong. Now the stress is on testing. If you see, the testing rates are also lowest in Japan. They have just tested 3,500 per million population. Still they have got. Similarly, Spain have tested the highest and they have got the highest mortality. And in Africa, South Africa has tested the maximum and they have got the maximum mortality. So this is, again, we think that we are, that the illusion of control is there. Like if you do lockdown, we will check the transmission. If you do testing, you will check. Because test, contact trace, you are meeting so many people, you are going to market, you are going in contact. So you actually, most of the cases, particularly in Asian countries, in African countries, most of the cases are asymptomatic. It's just not possible to find out everyone. And this asymptomatic people will be in the community and they will be passing on the virus and they will be. So this, again, I just wanted to share with you. And you can add on number of, you can take a project, there are 200 countries, you will get data all over the world and you can classify them upon the continent and compare the, I have tried to compare Brazil also because they say Brazil, the epicenter is in Brazil. Brazil is again having not as much obese age as this, but again affluent country. And the mortality is somewhere between the Asian and the European countries, in between. So it is about 200 per billion. So you can do this exercise. So this is what I was saying, that now with the present knowledge, one thing is very clear, that anybody can get it. Actually, stigma, one of the main cause, if I have to sum up in 3 words, what causes the stigma, and which it is, first it starts with ignorance, you don't know the enemy. Then it comes with the fear, which is at the individual level, and then it spreads at a mass level, that is panic and hysteria. And ignorance, fear and panic causes, and stigma that it is something, that feeling of superiority, or I am better than you, my race is better than you, my country is better than you, others are coming. It's a social phenomena. The stigma is a social phenomena. It is in the country, then even in the country, particularly in the Indian context, it comes down to boils down to the old DNA we have of the caste system, that some people are superior, others, particularly some of the, you also must have seen, people are not allowed in housing societies, the maid servants, they are thinking the infection will come from the maid servant or it will come from the slums. Whereas actually infection came from people who have been traveling abroad. So this is the, if you can see that context, as on today, everyone is at low risk, I would say. I mean, not at high risk. Few people are at high risk, particularly the old and the frail, and people with comorbidities. Even children with comorbidities may at high risk. There are some children with malignancies, children on chemotherapy, children on steroids. So they have to, we segregate those people, and the people who are healthy, even if they get infection, nothing to be afraid of. Nothing to be afraid of. So I hope that this information will give you some confidence, and it will give you some confidence of getting away from this stigma, because anybody can get it. You see, even in the Western countries, the royalty also got it. The Prince Charles got it. He recovered at the age of 70 plus. Boris Johnson also got it, and he recovered. And that's why I keep telling people that I am 65 years old, and even if I get it, let us say the worst situation is 3% mortality for elderly. I mean, that is. For young people, it is less than 0.1%, 0.05%. That is, in fact, getting killed in a traffic accident for a young person is much more chances of getting killed in a road traffic accident than dying of COVID. For me also, at my age, if it is the mortality from COVID is 3% at my age, it is commensurate with my age, because at my age, I can get a malignancy. At 25% chances, I can get some malignancy. if I get. And if I go to the surgeon, he will say, I have to do an operation, your chances of survival, 5-year survival is 90%. This is the usual, they tell you like that. So at my age, I take a 90% chance. 90% at my age, survival is good enough. So if I get COVID, it is 97%. Even as the data, I am just telling you about the data. You can check the data. Don't believe in rumors. Don't believe in this WhatsApp here. If you check the data, I feel it's worth living. Life is worth living with, say, 97% chance of survival if I get COVID. There are other chances, other diseases are more. In fact, in India, we are now coming to the dengue season. So in India, dengue ka bhi mortality rate is more than the COVID mortality rate. Dengue, hemorrhagic fever and all that. Tuberculosis mortality rate is untreated tuberculosis 45%. In fact, 80% cure rate we are taking as success into a national tuberculosis control program. You can imagine that. You see, so much, we have got so much many diseases. We should not stigmatize COVID fear. I mean, just fear a particular class of people can get COVID. They are not that. It is okay for the Western to, because for them they are not having the competing communicable disease like tuberculosis, or they are not having the child deaths. They are, so for them it is all right. So for us, it is, I think, taking it in context, gradually as young people, you also should do your own research. You also should educate the community. You also, so that the country revives the economy, which was put on pause. Because with this economic depression, more lives are going to be lost. It is not life and livelihood. The balance is lives versus lives. In fact, as per the UNICEF prediction, today 2,000 Indian children are dying daily under 5. With this economic depression, if it continues, 4,000 children will die daily. Imagine young children. Whereas COVID was killing, as I said, of course, it's a tragedy. Any death is a tragedy. But still, if you see, the productive years of life lost is much less in COVID. And lastly, I would just again quote young people, you must be seeing movies. I will just say the few lines from Agnipath. Agnipath mein there is a dialogue which says that अगर दुश्मन आपसे ज़्यादा बलवान है, if the enemy is stronger than you, फिर दुश्मन को खत्म करने की कोशिश में वक्त नहीं गवाना चाहिए. Don't waste time trying to defeat the enemy. दुश्मन के साथ जीना सीखना चाहिए. When you live with they say you have to live with the COVID virus. दुश्मन के साथ जीना चाहिए. उसमें आपकी उम्र भी लंबी हो जाती है, दुश्मन की उम्र भी लंबी हो जाती है. So if you enemy is stronger than you, don't waste your time. You see, battle you should be able to win it, and it should be big enough to win. And whether you have to see this battle, the fatality rate is 0.08%. That is the initial survey. Now I have got some unofficial reports that much more people are infected in India. The conservative estimate was 1 crore. Latest, it may be many more. So in Indian conditions, the infection mortality rate must be much less than even 0.05%. Even if a young person gets infected or anyone in the year, it will be much less. So enjoy your life, be happy, take care. Thank you.